starting this episode with your 2020 video, Matt.
Oh, yes.
So, I don't know, like, I personally really enjoyed that. I think you saw my comment, I think you replied to it.
I did, mate.
But, like, that entire video, mate, I was sat there, like, I was, like, sort of moved, like, near enough to tears, mate. It was just, like... I don't know what it was. Lucky man, yeah. But honestly, like, even though this year has been absolutely awful in so many different ways, your video, like, even like how you managed to talk about motivational and inspirational stuff like that through what's happened this year, it's just amazing. I don't know what you think, Stephen.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no I got a tattoo of Duty Rhino's face.
Look, yeah, but the difference is here, mate, right? The difference is Matt didn't need to put a YouTuber's name in the title to get a good video.
Fucking coming for it. It's 2021, Sam's got the shots. Well, we've all got the shots.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, genuinely, I thought it was really good. I was waiting for it, because we were like, 6 PM tonight. For a few days, it was like, Matt, how much have you actually got done of this video?
And we were the first ever people to see like 5 seconds of you recording. You were like, look at this, sorry, not recording, edited. You were like, I've never done this before, lads. Literally like a 5-second video. We were like, yo.
I show absolutely no one. My missus always goes fucking tits up about this because I never show her my editing, but my end of year video, no one, and I mean no one, can see that shit. If Jacob or George come in the room, I'd literally pull the plug out my computer and no one can see that shit.
Because like I was gonna say, even what you showed us, that was just to do with the podcast. What you put at the end of it, like at the end of your video. If you guys haven't seen it, it was like a little promotional
he did a trailer
thing for the podcast.
It's actually really good. Considering you didn't use any footage, it's really good.
The only thing I have a small issue with is last week was the sex stories episode, and in your promo you called us 3 virgins.
Oh, trust me. Matt, Sam, we're still 3 virgins.
Oh, right,
Even though we've had sex, we're still virgins.
Understandable. But yeah, Matt, what sort of, like, when you were, well, not only editing that, but when you were filming the things throughout that video, what sort of, like, what inspired you to put those certain clips in those places and things like that, and what you said in the video...
and things you forgot to say in the video.
Yeah.
I'll start with the things I forgot to say because it's awful of me and I do feel quite bad for it. So just to give a bit of context, I have to film my audio separately whenever I do it, and I don't really do much planning except for my end of year video. So I wrote out like the first 2-3 pages of what I was going to say. Then after I get to a certain point, I wing the rest of it. So like all the bits at the end, that's all winged. Just because I think it comes from the heart, and I'm quite good at speaking from the heart and shit. That's always like what I've done with my videos. But I filmed it once, and I was really happy with it, but I listened to the audio, and the gain on my microphone was too high. So basically, I sounded like a robot. It was awful. Really, really loud. It sounded terrible. No. So as much as I tried to fix it, I had to re-record it.
Yeah.
And I forgot 2 very important points when I was re-recording. I forgot to mention one, that I got a girlfriend. I forgot
I remember, yeah.
And secondly, I forgot to mention the podcast. Literally, like, the 2 most important parts of the year, and I forgot to mention it. I could not fucking believe it.
Well, I feel like we can let it. Me and Stephen can let it slide on the podcast, but I don't know about your missus, mate.
Yeah. Again, like I spoke about her. Like I had to put the bit in at the end about her. I remembered then, but the more annoying part when I was doing was like, so in January I did this, February I did this. I mentioned like my friend's in it who's called Katie as well, and I still managed to forget my own fucking girlfriend. But I remember my friend with the same name. I was like, oh my... The only thoughts I had in my head was, she's going to fucking kill me. She's going to fucking kill me. And then I forgot the podcast and I thought they were going to fucking kill me.
Nah, don't worry about that. We wouldn't. I wouldn't anyway.
But when it comes to actually doing the video itself, I'll be honest, this year I thought the video was quite shit. I generally have never been this disappointed with an end of year video before. My reasoning for that was because since I left it quite last minute, the reason for that was because I like editing my end of year videos on my iMac, whereas I only have my MacBook with me. So I think maybe in my head I was telling myself it was different. But all the comments I got from my friends and viewers, whatever, my family even, just from everyone watching it, really did sort of change my mood on it. I suppose when I was making it, I had to sort of understand that this year there is no right for me to say that this was my year. This is where Matt Stokes talks about what he's done. Because even though I did a lot of shit, I generally do not see any end of year, well, especially this one, being a sort of tribute to everything I did, because I didn't really do that much in comparison to all the people that managed to get me through this year. Like I was saying this earlier on the Snapchat, but if you look behind me on my whiteboard, I wrote down, like, I started writing a list of, like, all my YouTube friends, all the people I'm friends with because of YouTube or whatever, in any sort of way whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
And I got to, there's probably about, I don't know, maybe 40 names on there. And I started writing it, and I generally gave up because I've got that many fucking, like, friends. But the reason why I stopped was because, like, I physically cannot thank everyone enough, because it doesn't just stop with, like, the people that like FaceTimed or whatever. It's people whose, like, tweets I laughed at.
Yeah.
Which got me
well,
through
you
this
say
fucking...
you even said that in the video, because I know you mentioned a few names at the start, and then you were like, yeah, thanks for all the tweets, all the comments, or even liking my tweets, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I mean,
to be fair, I mean, you say, oh, you know, you can't physically thank everyone enough, but I mean, Sam and I accept hand jobs.
Well, only on the weekends, look.
I think if I forgot to mention my missus, and then if she finds out I gave you guys hand jobs, I would definitely
But anyway, yeah, that, like I said, a fantastic video.
Thank you, mate. It really does mean a lot.
Like, yeah, I think what you're saying in terms of, like, it not being a good video, I think that's just the creator's curse. Like, every single video I've ever made, I've thought, nah, this is dreadful, mate.
Oh, mate, that could be an entire separate video.
Well, yeah.